This week on Great British Menu, 3 of the Southwest's most talented chefs. Michelin-starred Josh Eggleton, who narrowly missed out on getting to the banquet last year.
I'm feeling the pressure.
Jude Kerryama, who crashed out of the competition last time, failing to cook for the judges.
You think you're on track, then all of a sudden something's missing.
And new to the competition, Chris Wheeler, a classically trained chef with a taste for the theatrical.
I just catch the kitchen on fire, you know.
In the year of the Queen's 90th birthday, the chefs are celebrating the everyday Great Britain's honoured throughout her reign and competing for the chance to cook for them at a special banquet at the iconic Palace of Westminster. Josh took the lead for the starter course with an ambitious take on coronation chicken.
Twing looked stunning. The lobster was perfect.
Under pressure in the kitchen, Jude failed to serve one element of his dish.
I think he forgot his fried lotus root.
I'm quite sad they're not here, to be fair.
And newcomer Chris tried to do too much.
I felt that it didn't quite work.
In today's fish course, Josh is hoping to stay on top.
I might be in the lead, but I've got loads and loads and loads to do.
Jude has his sights set on closing the gap,
Dish going to be different to Josh's?
Firstly, it's going to have more curry flavour in it.
while Chris, in third place, is hoping to impress with technical skills and flamboyant presentation. The chefs have been challenged to create dishes that are a fitting legacy to our new Elizabethan age and a celebration of the complete transformation of British cuisine during the Queen's historic reign. Judging today is Michelin-starred chef and former banquet champion Lisa Allen. Lisa has a shellfish allergy, so she's enlisted the help of 2 Michelin-starred Simon Rogan.
The starter, I don't think we saw the best of the chefs. They've definitely got more to give. So today, I want to see higher scores in the fish dishes.
You have to get your timings absolutely spot on and bring in all those ingredients together in perfect harmony.
How do you feel about the fish course?
I've got a lot to do again. If I get everything right, I'll be all right.
How about you, Chris?
Obviously, I want to get a better score than yesterday, and so I want to, really fight to get up there with you guys.
2 points between us. That's
Yeah.
nothing. So,
It's not much.
First up is Chris Wheeler. Veteran judge Lisa scored his starter just 5 for attempting too much and failing to execute each element perfectly. Chris is hoping not to make the same mistake again today.
So obviously, I'm going gun blazing now. I'm in bottom place. I don't want to be there after today, after the fish, so I'm going to pull out all the stops and hopefully, move up the leaderboard.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, how are you?
Good, you?
Yeah, really good.
Excellent. So, new course, fish course. Obviously, you're in 3rd position at the minute, but there is still time to claw those points back.
No, it wasn't obviously the score I wanted, but obviously it's my first time, so hopefully there's only one way is up, isn't there?
Tell me a little bit about what you got in the box here and the dish that you're cooking.
So the name of the dish is Swimming Through the Past of Time. My inspiration behind the dish is how society and culture has changed during the Queen's reign. So we're doing mackerel 4 ways. So the first way I'm going to do is pickling. So years ago we used to pickle the fish, so I'm going to do a mackerel escabeche.
You're choosing your take on it, so
Yeah,
you're not actually using...
I'm not doing a classic pickling, I'm doing sort of a modern take of pickling. Then I'm going to move on to, obviously, mackerel fish and chip. Some lovely chips. Then I'm going to move on to oriental mackerel, so I'm going to do some soy sauce. Got some lovely bean sprouts here.
Lovely.
And then finally I'm going to do a mackerel nage.
How are you serving the nage?
I'm going to do the nage in a little shell with some samphire, some little julienne of vegetables, and then some queen scallops on the top.
So it's like a little soup?
Like a little soup, yeah.
OK. Simon, he does seem like he's a bit of a busy boy again, doesn't he?
It looks that way, but, mackerel, my favourite fish, love the concept of the dish, so I hope you can execute it fully to bring it to the table.
Obviously, the mackerel's got to be cooked perfectly. Fish and chips, everyone loves a good fish and chips, so it's just about getting really nice, crispy batter.
This dish sounds a lot more coherent, a lot less gimmicky. Hopefully, Chris's true cooking ability can show through.
Next, Jude Kerryama, who let the pressure get to him in the first round and forgot to serve his lotus crisps. Lisa scored him 6 points, putting him in 2nd place on the leaderboard.
I'm determined to get a better score for my fish course and my starter. I need to get in front of Josh this time.
Hello, Jude.
Hello, Chef. How are you?
Very good. Yourself?
Good. The name of my dish is Britannia Rules the Waves. I'm trying to celebrate great British ingredients, in particular ingredients from the southwest. So I'm going to use lobster. I'm going to change it up by doing coronation chicken flavours with it. So similar to what Josh has done.
The question is yours going to be a better coronation chicken or not?
The proof is in the tasting.
It certainly is.
We've got the mangoes. This is going to make a dressing, and I'm going to do some compressed mango as well with that. And then I've got some quinoa here. It's going to be the kind of rice element in the coronation lobster.
Simon, what do you think of this one?
Great box of ingredients. What's the 3 ways the lobster? How are you doing that?
So the lobster, I've got a butter poached tail. I've got a tempura claw, and a little bit of lobster meat is going to be just poached again, and then it's going to be made into rice salad with the quinoa.
Right, sounds fantastic.
Well, it sounds lovely, very exciting. Looking forward to trying.
Thank you, chef.
So Jude's dish is doing a take on a coronation chicken, so it'll be interesting to see if he's listened about what we said about Josh's coronation chicken, that he gets enough flavour of curry into it to actually have an essence within the dish.
And not overpowering that lovely lobster that he's got. It's not very delicate.
Finally, Josh Eggleton. The Michelin-starred chef topped the leaderboard with a score of 7. Now he needs to serve an impressive fish dish to hold his ground.
I push myself as hard as I can with my fish course. A real celebration of British seafood, really. If I get everything right, it could be a strong dish for me.
Hello, Josh, you all right?
Yeah, how you doing?
Excellent, so how are you feeling?
Feeling okay? Good?
Yeah.
This course is called for Services to Maritime Safety. Really, it's dedicated to all the people that have given up their time, because mainly volunteers, and who've been honoured by the Queen for their time in the RNLI.
Yeah.
So I've got some sardines here, and make it into a ragu or a bolognese.
Right,
so I'm
okay.
actually going to mince these.
Interesting.
That's going to go on a spoon, and then on top of that I'm going to pan fry just a piece of mackerel. I've got some hake here. I'm going to turn that into fish cake. I'm not going to use any potato though. I'm going to make a mousse. Pour Philly oyster. I'm going to make an oyster butter, and then I'm going to turn that into an emulsion. And then here we have some fresh scallops. So I'm going to take the scallops out. I'm going to dehydrate the scallop roe, salt it, turn it into a powder, and then pan fry the scallop in the scallop roe. And then with the remainder of the shellfish, I'm going to make inspired from like pickled cockles behind the bar at a pub or down at the seaside. Okay, I'm going to use some champagne vinegar.
So a fantastic box of ingredients, Simon. There's a lot going on there. What do you think?
Yeah, I love the way you cook the scallops, by the way, with the season of the roe. It's you know, one of my favourites. So yeah, looking forward to that.
So guys, what do you think?
That's a really big box there, and yeah, it's going to be great to see you running around, chef.
Yeah.
What do you think about him using a mousse instead of potato in the fish cake?
It's risky. He obviously thinks he's onto something, so let's see what happens. I'm hoping it's going to be something unique and different.
With cooking underway, attention turns to the chef's chosen main ingredients.
So what are you doing then, Jude?
I'm doing lobster 3 different ways.
What are you doing, your dish?
I'm doing a pickled mackerel. I'm doing a fish and chips with mackerel. And then I'm doing an oriental mackerel. And then I'm doing like a lighter version of a mackerel dish, a nage. And you'll say, how are you doing your mackerel?
I'm just pan frying it.
Last year, Josh's fish course scored a respectable 7 points. His fish dish this time is made up of 6 elements and includes an original take on bolognese.
You do have a lot of ingredients. Are you worried about any of them? Or?
Yeah, I'm worried about all of them. I've got to get them all perfect. You got to get it right, you know?
Yeah.
Josh prepares his twist on a bolognese sauce by blending sardines to replicate the texture of ground beef. He moves on to the pickled vegetables, which will accompany the shellfish.
I've really got to push on. I might be in the lead, but, you know, it's only by 1 point, and I've got loads and loads and loads to do.
Jude is just 1 point behind Josh and is desperate to get a high score with his contemporary take on a British classic.
Josh came out and did a starter version of coronation chicken, his take on coronation chicken. This is mine. I've taken on board some of the criticism of the not enough curry flavour from the veteran judges. That might give me an edge on the curry wars.
Jude starts with the lobster claw, which he'll deep fry in tempura batter at the last minute. Then moves on to the tail, which he's cooking sous vide with a butter emulsion. He'll use the remaining flesh for the lobster quinoa. True to form, Chris is attempting an ambitious dish. Mackerel is the star ingredient. He starts by preparing the fillets, which will make up the 4 complex elements of his fish course.
Everybody's really concentrating today. I think the scores were a little bit low yesterday, especially mine.
One piece of mackerel will be battered and deep fried. A risky decision because an oily fish can easily result in soggy batter.
My first job was working in the fish and chip shop.
Yeah, so was mine actually.
Yeah.
My parents had a fish and chip shop once upon a time.
I can still remember
they?
the smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you come home stinking.
Well, hopefully with my fish and chips, you won't all go home smelling tonight.
Nah.
Next is the escabeche used for poaching the mackerel, made by sautéing peppers and onions with aromats before adding vinegar and orange juice.
Chris, how are you doing?
Very well, yeah, I'm on time, I'm doing well.
So what have you got here?
I've got my mackerel escabeche here, so pop the fish in, so I'm just going to let the fish like pickle in the liquid.
Yeah.
So you'll find there's some white wine, so it's peppers, onions, saffron.
Okay.
It's like a
And
modern
orange
pickling.
juice as well,
Orange
did you
juice,
say?
yeah.
Okay,
So
brilliant.
we're using that as the vinegar, so
Yeah.
to help pickle the fish.
Well, you look under control, and that's great. So very much looking forward to trying it. So good luck.
Thank you.
Josh is also cooking mackerel fillets, which he'll pan fry at the last minute. He moves on to the hake fish cakes, which he's binding with a mousse of hake and egg white instead of the usual potato.
This dish is really important to me. It's been inspired by the RNLI and the volunteers and all their time they give up.
It's a worthwhile charity, isn't it?
Josh travelled to Poole in Dorset to meet the RNLI volunteers who've inspired his dish.
So, first time I've been out on a lifeboat, and apparently if somebody gives a mayday, you've got to go and rescue them. So we'll see what happens.
Josh has joined a regular training session.
Man overboard! OK, commence the exercise, please. Man overboard, man overboard.
So you release that.
The lifeboat crew members respond to call-outs 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Man overboard, recovered. Up we go, just keep squeezing the power on.
It's amazing. You need to do it more often. Less cooking.
Josh is in esteemed company. Many of the volunteers have been honoured by the Queen, including Stephen Davis, a veteran of the Horton and Port Eynon lifeboat station in Swansea.
This year, on the New Year honours, I received an MBE from the Queen, which I picked up in April.
Wow.
Which was exciting, very humbling, because we just do the job, we get out there, we enjoy it.
It's amazing.
Damien Bolton and Nicola Bradbury were also honoured by the RNLI for their part in a dangerous rescue close to Port Isaac in Cornwall.
I was awarded the bronze medal for gallantry for bravery at sea, and Damien was awarded the silver medal for a report of a father and son in the water.
It was intense. You know, the situation we were in was very exposed and risky, but you know, these guys did a great job that day.
As a small thank you for their extraordinary endeavours, Josh has prepared a sample of his fish course for the crew members to enjoy.
This is a take on pickled cockles, but we've got some razor clams, cockles, and mussels in here.
Very crunchy
Combination.
vegetables.
Yeah. The juice it's in is really making it for me.
Nice and subtle.
Yeah.
You think that'd be good enough?
Winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Really.
Definitely.
As veteran Lisa has a shellfish allergy, Simon checks on Josh's progress.
How you doing then?
Yeah, not bad.
How's your sardine bolognese? I'm very intrigued by that.
Sardine bolognese is here.
Oh, here we are.
So it's ground down sardines. This has been everyone
Oh,
to try.
wow. Yeah.
It's
It does look like
kinda-
bolognese.
It actually gets a bit richer and more indulgent as it goes down.
That's intense.
Yeah. So
It's
I'm
not
just,
too intense.
just going to give a little bit,
It's
just
also
a little
almost
bit.
taken on a beef mince flavour. So
Yeah.
There's a little fishy element to it. That's really, really good. Where was the inspiration from that come from?
Squid bolognese, really.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so we do squid bolognese with some handmade pasta.
Sounds really, really great. You had the most on this time, so
Yeah, I know.
you okay, yeah?
Yeah, I think I'll be all right.
Jude is working on an original fusion of Indian and East Asian flavours to accompany his lobster. He marinates diced mango in a vanilla and lime syrup, then makes the foam with ginger and yuzu, an Asian citrus fruit. Next, he adds curry spices to his mayonnaise.
Dude,
Hello, Chef.
how's it going?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Yeah,
good.
On under control?
Yep, under control. Well, last was under control. I forgot something.
Your curry element on this dish.
The curry element is the mayonnaise. Here we go. I've got a spoon there. If you'd like to try it, hopefully it might be a little bit pokier.
I'm just
than,
interested. Yeah. Okay. And how are you going to combine all these ingredients?
Usually we'll cut through it. I've got the richness of the lobster stock in there as well to underline the flavour of lobster, and hopefully I can pull it all off.
Yeah. It seems like you got a lot more content in this than you did in your starter.
Yeah, the starter was definitely a lot simpler. There was for a reason.
You started, yeah.
Well, it was quite a
back
nice...
in town now.
Yeah, I'm back in town. I thought it'd be nice to ease my way in there. That was a foolish move.
Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you, Chef.
Looks like you're doing a good job, and I look forward to trying it.
Thank you.
Jude's curry mayonnaise had a slightly stronger flavour than Josh's, but I'm still worried about how he will incorporate that into the dish.
Chris is working on a nage, a light soup he's flavouring with fennel, carrot, chives and dill.
Yes, I'm going to literally just poach the fish slightly in the nage with some little summer vegetables and then some queen scallops.
He then moves on to preparing his tartare sauce. Josh, meanwhile, is seasoning the scallops with the roe. First they're dehydrated, then ground to a fine powder, which is dusted onto the scallops before cooking.
Josh's dish is really complicated. I think he's taken over from mine on the first course.
Chris is first to serve his fish dish, which represents the evolution of cooking techniques during the Queen's reign. It'll be served in a seaside presentation. First, he puts his tartare sauce into a mini bucket. Next, he pan-fries mackerel in sesame oil and seasons vegetables with soy and lime juice. He adds to a serving bowl and tops with micro coriander. Next, mackerel fish and chips, served in traditional paper and a basket. Then the samphire and mackerel nage, followed by mackerel escabeche, served in a sardine tin.
Could one of you give me a hand to take it to the pass, please?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Wow.
Remind you of the seaside.
It certainly does. We are at the seaside.
In here, I was thinking it was going to be a simpler offering on this course.
What do you think, boys?
Looks great.
Looks amazing.
OK, well, I think we should go and taste it.
Yeah, let's go.
Does it speak to you swimming through the paths of time, or does it just feel a bit more kind of British seaside?
It does feel a little bit more British seaside.
Are you happy with the balance of the flavours in the escabeche?
In my opinion, orange works really well with the saffron and the Tabasco, so it's just a little bit of kick at the end of it.
As an escabeche, it needs to have a slight more acidity.
Are you happy with the crispness of the batter?
Yeah, I think it did crispen up really well and got a little crunch to it, which was the effect I was after.
They're going to be definitely a little bit crisper for me, but it's good. It tastes good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think you've got the balance of the soy sauce correct?
Just put a little bit of soy sauce in the mackerel to give it the glaze, so when you eat it together, I didn't want to overpower the soy sauce, and I think it's gone out well.
I touched too much soy, I reckon.
Yeah.
Do you think you've got enough nage in there to call it a nage?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit in the bottom of the shell.
He said he was going to do less. It looks like he's done more, and I think he's almost pulled it off.
I think so.
If you were to score your own dish, what would it be?
I'm really happy with this dish. I think, 8.
Jude is next to plate up his spin on a coronation chicken, using lobster to showcase British seafood.
How you doing, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Thanks.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that was much better. That was much better today. Obviously you can't tell with the veteran chefs, but I think they enjoyed it.
I thought it was an excellent dish. Really good.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Do you need any help at all, or?
No, I'm okay at the moment.
Jude starts by adding mango puree and curry mayonnaise to a serving plate. Then lobster and quinoa salad goes into a mould, followed by marinated mango. Next, the butter poached lobster tail, tempura lobster claw, and a samphire garnish.
So is this your lobster foam?
It is, mate.
How's it looking?
It's looking all right. It's foamed up nicely.
Ginger yuzu foam goes onto the lobster tail. Finally, purple butterfly sorrel and coriander cress.
Wow, very vibrant colours.
Nice. More like Brazil on the beach, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's the name of your dish?
It's called Britannia Rules the Waves.
Boys, what do you think of the dish?
It looks great. Very pretty. Lovely colours.
Yeah, colours are amazing.
Well, let's go and taste it.
Definitely.
Thank you.
So the curry flavour, do you think it's strong enough to penetrate through the dish?
I think it's got the hint of, you know, the spices I want, so it didn't overpower the lobster too much.
It hasn't got a massive curry taste.
It could do a touch more.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Happy with the cooking of the lobster?
Looking at the lobster, I think it could have been maybe a touch more.
I can't really get the buttery flavour.
Well, yeah, because you've got quite a lot of everything else going on.
Yeah.
Does the samphire add to the dish?
I wanted it to help season a little bit of the lobster and you know, and the taste of the sea.
Samphire adds a nice sort of, just a nice little bit of saltiness to go with all the sweetness from the mango.
And if you were to score your own dish, what would it be?
If I get a 6 for it, I'd be really chuffed.
To get more points, what would you do differently?
Slightly longer on the lobster tail, yeah.
Josh is last to plate up his contemporary seafood platter in honour of the volunteers at the RNLI.
Hey guys, how are you?
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
How did it go in there?
You know, there were a couple of things I wasn't, you know, happy about, but the lobster was slightly under for some bizarre reason. Painful, annoying. Can I help, Chef, with your 10 million things?
He said he's under control.
Respect in a minute, yeah.
Josh adds pickled clams, mussels and cockles to a cup with the pickling liquor and pan-fry scallops in the dehydrated roe seasoning, then cooks the mackerel. He adds poached oyster to the shell with oyster emulsion, then the hake fish cake, adds the sardine bolognese to a spoon and tops with pan-fried mackerel.
Have you got your checklist?
All right, should we go?
Lovely.
Seafood platter for one.
I love your spoons. No anchor spoons.
No anchor in there. Blacksmith hated me for that.
What do you think, Chris?
You know, it's very impressive. Love the plate. Lots of, you know, all the elements are there. Can't wait to taste it.
Right, let's go and try.
Shall I take this one?
Yep.
Okay.
Well done, Chef.
Where do we start? With the oyster at the top?
Yeah.
You happy with the cooking of that?
I just wanted to warm it up. I didn't want to overcook it. I just wanted it to be just warm.
The oyster's just poached, isn't it? It's poached perfectly.
Just poached.
Hake fish cake, isn't
Without any potato?
Actually, I don't think it needs a potato, does it? I mean, there's that creamy mousse inside. It's...
Do you think the rows give it enough seasoning?
I think it could just do literally one flake of salt on top, for me.
The scallop roe seasoning on the scallop is really delicious. It really underlines that scallop flavour,
No,
doesn't
definitely.
it?
You're happy with the consistency of the bolognese?
Yeah, I'm happy with the consistency. It's got a nice richness, and I just want that to kind of go with the mackerels almost as like a seasoning, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. I like it, but I don't know if it's going to be everybody's cup of tea.
And overall, if you were to score your own dish?
I'd like to think I could get a 7 or 8 for this one.
There's some perfect elements with just a couple of little tweaks. You know, this could possibly be a 10.
Afraid so.
You all right?
You okay?
Hey, mate, you all right?
Yeah, good.
How'd it go in there?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell, isn't it, you know?
I thought it was a really good dish. I enjoyed
It
it.
definitely hit the brief, I think.
How about you, Chris? Do you think?
Well, hopefully, I think my dish went really well. Hopefully, you know, I'm going to claw back some points, you know, to catch you two up and hopefully, you know, be on par when the end of the day.
Yeah.
With a few tweaks, it could be banquet worthy.
Absolutely, there's some high quality ingredients there.
I had high hopes for this dish in practice. It went perfectly, and it didn't go as perfect as I like. So, who knows? It's up to them, isn't it? You know.
Hello, chefs. How are you all feeling?
Okay.
OK, so Chris, we're going to start with you. Swimming through the pass of time. The dish was a big improvement on your starter. The pickled mackerel was delicious. Good crunch from the peppers in there, and the orange and the saffron really came through. And the deep-fried mackerel was not overdone. However, the batter was a bit soggy, and then frying an oily fish will make the batter go soggy quite quickly. The oriental part of the dish felt like the soy sauce overpowered. And the presentation needed a bit of explaining. To me, it said seaside rather than swimming through the paths of time. Jude, for your dish, Britannia rules the waves. Presentation-wise, it was very colourful, but didn't say anything about Britain. The star of the show was the lobster. Simon thought it was undercooked. There wasn't enough curry flavour to tell me that it was a reinvention of coronation chicken. And the mayonnaise had split. But it was really tasty. Putting all those components together was very clever. And the mixture was really good. Josh, for your dish. For services to maritime safety, it was bang on the brief. The mackerel and the sardine bolognese was amazing. Simon said the pickled cockles, the clams, and the mussels were outstanding, perfectly balanced. But the texture of the fish cake was a bit grainy and split. So therefore, I think that you would be better using potato in there, and also it would give it substance and a carbohydrate.
Yeah.
Now for the scores. Okay, Chris, I'm going to give you the score of 7. Jude, I'm going to give you the score of 6. Josh, I'm going to give you the score of 9.
Thank you.
This dish has massive potential, and I think with those few tweaks on there,
Yep.
you can etch back on that perfect score, which is a 10.
Okay, thank you.
Well done, chefs. Tomorrow I want to see Jude and Chris close that gap on Josh, yeah? And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the main course.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, chef.
Cheers. Well done, mate.
Thank you, well done.
Well done, mate.
Great.
7.
Well done. Well done.
Great.
Yeah, no, good.
Yeah,
Got a
so
9, so nearly a 10.
Yeah, that's
Twisting it with her.
Well done, it's a good dish. Great dish.
Thank you.
With 2 courses down, Josh holds his lead, with Jude and Chris trailing 4 points behind in joint second place.
I am ahead 4 points, but it only takes one trip up on one course, and you know it's like snakes and ladders. You'll be going straight back down.
I'm not where I wanted to be after 2 courses. So tomorrow, I'm really going to go out there, I'm going to nail it and get some points.
I like to call it joint second rather than joint last. So, you know, hopefully, you know, accrue a couple. I've got 2 more points on my fish dish. If I can get 2 more on my meat dish, hopefully I can catch Josh up and overtake Jude.